Hello everyone, it's Steve with Aptera Owners Club. As you all know, for the last couple of days, Aptera has been on this kind of blitz about supporting the Tesla plug as a US standard. It's all over their social media profiles and on their own website. This is their Instagram page where they talk about this and encouraging people to sign the petition. And if you look at their Twitter page, it's full of the same thing, where they're promoting the Tesla plug as the standard for the US, which is a little funny because um, for most EV owners, and especially for the Aptera, the plug is largely not very relevant. We know that more than 90% of EV charging for all vehicles happens at home. And at home, you can put in whatever charger you want. And the charger you put at home is not going to be a DC fast charger. It's going to be a J1772 plug or the standard Tesla plug via a 110 or 220 volt plug in your home. And that's where the vast majority of charging is going to happen. And Aptera bills itself as a never charge solar vehicle for a lot of people because you're rarely going to need to use the plug. And so the choice of the plug only really matters for the very few times people are going to be using a DC fast charger. Because if you're going to use a regular level 2 charger, the Tesla plug or the J1772 are easily interchangeable with like a $50 adapter, and it really doesn't matter. So why is Aptera doing this? I think that it's a very interesting thing to speculate on. One theory is, as this guy states in his thing, he thinks that maybe Tesla and Aptera will merge. I think that that is highly, highly unlikely. The other thing is maybe Aptera is doing this in a bid to get access to the supercharging network. So that is kind of maybe a viable reason. And you can see from this Twitter thread where Sawyer Merritt said, tweets about this, and Elon Musk replies, "Cool," that Aptera is suggesting that the U.S. government choose Tesla's plug-in supercharger as a standard. And then Aptera Motors says, "Let's talk." So they want to talk to Elon Musk, which makes me think that it is either this, they want access to the supercharger network. Maybe it's this, they want to merge with Tesla. I kind of doubt that. I don't see any like real business reason for Tesla to merge with Aptera. And then the other possibility is perhaps this was a brilliant marketing ploy because it got a lot of press. A lot of the EV press talked about it, and then people that are looking at Tesla news get to find out about Aptera, and it did put Aptera on the radar for Elon Musk. Now, I'm guessing Elon Musk knew about Aptera before, but maybe he didn't. Maybe he's been real busy doing his thing. He's running Tesla and SpaceX and, failing to buy Twitter. So maybe he's busy and did not know about Aptera. I kind of think that he knew about Aptera. But my theory now was initially that they were trying to get access to the superchargers. But I'm wondering now if they're trying to get Tesla or Elon Musk to invest in them. So we know that manufacturing EVs is a very capital heavy business, and capital is hard to come by now. The liquidity crunch is on, the economy is not doing well, people are bleeding cash. Canoe was recently about to declare bankruptcy and call it a day, I think, when Walmart invested in them and put in an order for about 5,000 vehicles. We know that Rivian was backed by Amazon to the tune of several $100 million. Lucid had a $1 billion investment from the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia. So every car company that has made it to production recently in the US, which is Tesla, and if you want to look at the history of Tesla, Tesla basically raised $200 million, and $70 million of it was Musk's personal money before they got a $500 million loan, essentially a $500 million loan from the US government through the Advanced Technology Vehicle Manufacturing Loan Program. And so they needed to raise about $600 million before they really made it into production. Now they were delivering the Roadsters with the 100 about the $200 million that they initially raised, but it is a capital heavy industry. You need a lot of money to deliver cars, and Rivian got a huge investment from Amazon. Lucid got a huge investment from the Public Investment Fund of Saudi Arabia, and Tesla got a huge investment from Musk of $70 million, and then a huge win in getting that loan. Without this loan, they may not have made it, and especially definitely without the money that they raised here, because through Musk and Mercedes-Benz. Mercedes-Benz invested about 50 million, and then that investment was bought out by Abu Dhabi's public investment fund. Um, Without that, according to Musk, they would have gone bankrupt and they would have not made survived. There were several times that Tesla would not have survived without some key large investors. So Aptera does not have any large investors. They've raised probably maybe 40 to 50 million dollars total so far, and they've been working on that, which seems like a lot of money, but the cash burn in this industry is tremendous. And if you look at Archimoto, so we can make the argument that Lucid, Rivian, and Tesla are much more complicated vehicles, and they're considered cars, and there's a lot more regulation that they have to meet, and their cash burn is in the hundreds and hundreds of $1 million per year at this point. So let's look at two companies that arguably make less complicated vehicles than the Aptera. Those that would be Archimoto and Electromechanica Solo. If you look at Electromechanica Solo, last year they had a cash burn of, let's see here. Okay, so they had a cash burn of about $60 million a year. So they're burning through $60 million a year. Archimoto is the same, burning through about $58 million a year. So Electromechanical Solo and Archimoto, which are both, I would say we can all agree, have vehicles that are less complicated and less engineering and less manufacturing intensive than the Aptera. They're burning through about $60 million a year. Aptera has raised maybe $60 million so far total since it restarted in 2020, or was it late 2019? Anyways, they're gonna need a lot more cash to make it to production, and what they really need is they need a whale, someone with a lot of money to invest in them. Lucid it was Saudi Arabia. For Rivian it was Amazon. For Canoo it's Walmart. For Tesla it was the U.S. government through that loan program basically, and Elon Musk and Mercedes-Benz. But so far, Aptera has not found a huge investor, and maybe they're looking for a huge investor through Elon Musk and Tesla. Not that Tesla would merge with them or uh, become a same company or subsidiary of them, but just to invest money in them, just like Mercedes-Benz invested money into um, Tesla back in the day. It does not mean that Tesla and Mercedes-Benz merged. Just Mercedes invested a bunch of money in them, and they later sold their investment in Tesla. But I think maybe that's what they're gunning for. That's kind of my guess at this point. Maybe it's a combination of everything. It's a great marketing ploy. I mean, they're definitely getting press out of it, and Aptera is getting some exposure. So that's definitely working. So that's brilliant. Maybe it's a ploy to get their access to the supercharger network. That would be great. But I think what they really need right now is they need capital. They're looking for someone with a lot of money to invest significant amounts in them. I mean, I think Aptera needs probably another 100 to 200 million dollars to scale production, and they've raised maybe they need raised 60 so far, and they need to raise about double or triple what they've raised so far. And unfortunately, the capital markets are really tight right now, and I don't think they're going to be able to do it through small investors. And they're looking for someone big to invest in them. And I think that that's what this is talking about right here. Okay, well, tell me what you guys think about this. Why do you think they did it? Do you think it's actually they want the U.S. government to adopt the plug? Maybe. I'm not sure. I can't read their minds, but I think that there is something else underneath this kind of blitz that they've been on. Okay, well, thanks for watching, everyone. And again, thanks to all of our supporting members. I really appreciate their monthly support and how they support our channel and our club. Thanks to all you guys, the viewers that watch, and I love reading your comments. I read every single one of them. And have a great day, everyone.